Hey everybody, Master Mom here, Amanda Olson, and it is January 2021. Excited for a new year. I'm about to go live on WJHL Daytime Tri-Cities with Master Mom parenting advice. Some fun things to look forward to this year is a new series, Kids Ask Master Mom. So each month in the WJHL TV series, I will talk about questions that kids ask me, and I'll also write about those too. I enjoy being able to expound a little bit in an article right after the show, so you can look forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to letting people know what kids ask, because they are some of them are serious and some of them are just a lot of fun, so that'll be great. But the show will be starting in just a little bit, so I'll check back in and let you know. We are going to talk about today the difference in uh, the way you should handle direct disobedience as far as punishment and discipline and emotions, and then also when a child just makes a mistake, not necessarily on purpose being bad, they just made a mistake. How do we handle that differently? So that's what we'll be talking about.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Sitting there checking out your aquarium over there with all the fish in it.
Yeah, they it's a favorite with the kids.
Cool, cool. Well, we'll get going here in just a few moments. We're in break right now.
Okay, how you been?
We're going to have weather before we start our segment, okay?
Okay.
And well, yeah, welcome. I wish you were here in person.
I know. I was excited about it, and then it's just that's okay. We're all making do.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We will get there. That's for sure.
Oh, we're about a minute and a half to weather it, and then right out of weather, we'll be coming to us, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
This morning, we want to welcome back Master Mom Amanda Olson from Olson's Martial Arts. And this morning, she is going to offer us some insights on how to handle a child's mistake versus willful disobedience by your child. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning. Good to see you.
It is good to see you too there in your office there. They got the fish going. You just got a great surrounding there. But let's talk about this topic today. You know, children's do. Everyone makes mistakes. We
Yeah.
all do. Not only children, we all make mistakes. There's a difference between a mistake and just being willfully disobedient.
Absolutely. And what we as parents need to make sure that we understand is that we don't treat the mistake the same way we would treat disobedience. They, when they spill a glass and water or milk or whatever goes everywhere, we still get upset, but we don't want to treat it as if they had just stomped their foot and said, no, I'm not doing that. Or if they pushed the glass off on purpose, that's a whole different way to handle it. So I just kind of wanted to address that today, because I mean, it's still upsetting. You still got a mess to clean up. You still got, an interruption, but how we treat a child when they make a mistake as opposed to willful disobedience can help them learn how to handle it when their friends, teachers, and even us as parents make a mistake too.
And I know as an adult, I've learned this lesson the hard way. When I make mistakes, sometimes I learn my greatest life lessons from the mistakes that I've made. And I think
Yeah.
that's a lesson we can teach to our children at a young age. If you do make a mistake, learn from it and go on. But
Yeah.
that is an important lesson to learn on that side of the equation.
Absolutely. And, one of the mistakes kids make, and I've made it too, I've left work and gone home and left something at work that I needed to do to get something done overnight. And kids will leave their school books at home, at school, or they'll leave them at home, and they can't do an assignment, and they didn't do it on purpose. It was just, we, like you said, we all do it. Um, they still have to pay the consequences. Maybe they don't get their schoolwork done, or they have to get a lower grade. But we can take that time to, instead of getting upset and being mad at them like they did it on purpose, is okay, you are going to have to pay the consequences for this mistake, but let's focus on teaching them to be more responsible, and instead of getting mad at them and saying, you always do this, or, why weren't you thinking? And You're in timeout. Sometimes we'll get upset and have those reactions when actually we can use it more as a teaching moment and, help them to become more aware of, like you said, not making those mistakes again.
And when we talk about disobedience, I think that that's something we need to address at the earliest age possible. I mean, because there's going to be from my personal experience, is this there's different ages where disobedience crops up again and again, like the terrible twos, and then when they become teenagers. But if you could address disobedience at an early age, it's best to get ahead of that.
Absolutely. And so you have let's say you have like a 3 or 4 year old, or even a 5 or 6 year old, and maybe they're rude to a friend. They say something mean, like, "You're not my friend, I don't want to play with you." Right now they're learning how to, handle a social situation, and you can teach them that that's not kind, it's not appropriate, and, how they're supposed to behave around others. When they're 14 and they say the same thing, like, it's a whole different situation, because they've already been taught that, that's unkind. It's not nice to say things like that to people. And that would be more of a, disobedient thing to do, is to be on purpose rude or unkind to someone else. So there is a
And
big difference.
yeah, I mean, and you can use both sides of the equation there. Mistakes and disobedience can be learning tools. I mean, you have to teach those lives as a parent has to teach those life lessons.
Yeah, they both come with consequences. Disobedience, especially willful disobedience, to a rule that you've set, that does account for you giving a punishment for that. They knew what the rule was, they broke the rule, and they should be punished as well as the consequence. I think of all the mistakes I might make in a day, and how much grace people give me, when I make a
Right.
mistake, and I want to help us as parents to make sure that when our child makes a mistake, they may have to pay the consequences, but they don't necessarily need to be punished for that.
And I've been around Olson's martial arts over the year, and respect is like a key word there for you all. And I think this is what goes back there too, is just having respect for yourself and for those around you.
Absolutely. And sometimes we as parents, if we do react inappropriately and we get upset and, as ourselves get a little out of line when a child makes a mistake, it's okay for us to tell our child, "Hey, I overreacted. I know you didn't mean to do that. Um, you know, let's just try to start over." And they will respect that in you, as being able to admit that, "I didn't handle that quite right. I'll do my part to do better. You do your part to do better." And you can build mutual respect that way.
And we got just a few seconds here. You mentioned to me off the air, Olson's Martial Arts back open for business right now.
Yeah, we had a Zoom break over the holidays, and we opened back up in person. We still have a full virtual class schedule for people that are staying home, and then we have our in-person classes. And people are being very safe. I was excited yesterday. Everybody was practicing their social distancing, and classes were great. The kids were so excited, and it was really nice to see people face to face again. So yeah, we're up and going and back at it, and looking forward to a new year.
All right. Happy New Year to you, and we'll be checking in with you each week for Master Mom tips.
All
Okay.
right. Thanks so much.
All right,
Bye.
Amanda Olson there with Olson's Martial Arts, our Master Mom. Olson's Martial Arts Academy is located right down.
So that's really the gist of the topic today, is how to handle it when your child makes a mistake and when they're willfully disobedient. And I apparently am having mistakes talking today. um, but, it makes sense that we hope that people would give us grace when we make a mistake. We pull out in traffic, we forget to turn our blinker on, we jump in front of somebody in line, and all manner of mistakes that we make. I mean, if we had to sit down at the very beginning of the day and start making a list every time you made a mistake throughout the day, I think we might all be pretty surprised. But the thing to remember is that, we hope for grace with others. And as parents, if we can give that grace to our children and just be more patient with them when they make those mistakes, that will also teach them, and this is a very important thing, that it's okay to make mistakes. Nobody likes to do it, but it's not going to be the end of the world. There's not going to be a big punishment or something terrible that'll happen to you because you've made a mistake. Um, and we can help them not be afraid to make a mistake. I do see that a lot in the martial arts classes. Kids are, timid to do a move or to try something because they're so afraid of making a mistake. And not to say that that's the parents' fault, but it is something that we can be aware of and make sure that we help our children understand that mistakes happen to everybody, and let's do our best to, not do them, but when we do, clean it up, fix it, do better next time, move on. It's going to be okay. All right. Well, thanks so much. And Master Mom out. And you guys have a great day.